Welcome, everyone. We're going to call to order our work session meeting. It's 6:31. First up, nominating committee chair James Reed.
Thank you, Mayor. We don't have anything at this time.
Thank you, sir. Next up, municipal service committee chairman Eddie Long.
Thank you, Mayor, and we do have something at this time. The first thing is a private club application. Everybody up here is familiar with that. Mayor, you're the presenter.
Yes, sir. As you can see, it's just housekeeping with Cypress Club. The gentleman's here tonight, Mr. Self. He's got a prior engagement, so if the council would, if you have any questions for him, if you would please ask them of him now. And I told him I think we'd be okay. And if you did have extra questions during the session, the meeting session, Mr. Mickey Splain here and said he could answer them as well. So, welcome.
Thank you.
I think your packet was pretty thorough, and I appreciate everything that you put in the packet. It's more than what we get on some, and I appreciate that. I don't have any questions at all. Does anybody on the committee have any questions about this?
I don't know. It's kind of housekeeping to us.
This is getting so routine for us till it just is what it is. But since you're leaving, I'd like to open it up to the rest of the council. Anybody that might have any questions where they could address them with you now. So anybody on the council at all have any questions, comments, or concerns about this? Looks like none, so I'll take a motion.
A motion that we move it to full council.
Second.
Have a motion second. Tammy?
Red,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you
Thank you,
coming.
guys. Thank you.
A resolution supporting the existing suspension of the Cabot Police Department's use of flock cameras, setting forth review criteria and procedures during said suspension and for other purposes. This is Councilmember Hillenberg's legislation. I asked him if he wanted me to do this or if he wanted to. He said that he would be more than happy to address any questions in his resolution. So, Brandon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome.
On August 6th of 2026, Mayor Kincaid announced the immediate suspension of the flock cameras. And what this resolution is supporting basically the mayor in this suspension of the flock cameras until there is a thorough review done and it's brought back to the council. And at that time, we will decide whether to suspend or reinstate those cameras. Mayor, if you don't mind, can you kind of get us up to speed on how that kind of came to play?
Sure, Quill. When we did flock cameras, we signed the contract back in January 26th of 2022, per all the FOIs that went out that y'all are privy to. It states all the different letters that were in there at that time. Installation began in February of 22. Now, 3 months before that, we evaluated and tested the flock. Then as time went on, each and every month or every other month, or I don't know but basically 9 cameras have been added. Some of them 1 at a time, some of them 2 at a time. And then in 2023, the ALPR technology came into effect in 2023. Since then, I've had, in the past year, 1 person from another state or not in the city of Cabot email me about flock cameras. And then on January 8th, Councilman Spangler emailed me telling me that I think there's going to be an issue with this. Let's look at the policies. I looked at it and I agreed with him. I then went to the city council, the city attorney, police chief, and we began discussing about what we needed to do, how the policies needed to be looked at, how our in-house policy needed to be looked at, and further reading about this national topic that came out that's gotten pretty exposed in the public. It just came to light to me that our privacy is subjected to maybe some improper uses of this technology. I don't think that Cabot's doing that. I think maybe other agencies may be doing that. I don't know. So with that information, I suspended them so we can further review what's going on because I don't want anyone's privacy to be violated in any way. So we're still looking at that right now. The police chief is here. We've been talking about what needs to happen, what could we do, how the data could be harnessed. Right now it gets deleted in 30 days. I don't know if we can delete it every 10 days. I don't know if it's something that we should just disband. I don't know yet. We don't have everything in a full report to give you at this time. But I reviewed it for just about 30 days and decided that they needed to be suspended and unplugged. So that's kind of where we're at, and we're just looking at the next step now.
Thank you, Mayor. Anybody have any questions? Open it up to the whole floor.
I've got a few questions.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
If I may. They don't need to be directly answered this evening, but I would like to get them on the table for consideration. I'll probably take some heat for it. That's fine. I don't care. I mean, I just want to get it out there. I'm trying to keep an open mind on this. My first question, I guess, has been answered because I was a bit confused when it came up on municipal services and as to why it wasn't coming in through police and fire committee. But anyway, I'll move on from that. So before I jump on any bandwagons on the issue, I'd like to ask, this is a two-phase question, how long this camera system's been in operation in Cabot, and how many times since its implementation has the city council approved this line item in the budget? To my knowledge, there has never been any opposition, concern, discussion, questioning its existence.
That's
Yet
correct.
Suddenly, because a few loud voices are coming up, we're halting a valuable legal law enforcement tool program that's been in existence for quite a while, from my understanding. A few council members have met with Cabot PD folks, and I appreciate them going and asking questions about the system's operations. Like me, they know that the department currently has a policy in place, including a method of checks and balances for data access controls, how it's documented, authorization protocols, and accountability measures. And to my knowledge, there have not been any record of misuse or scandal of abuse of our system, as well as any allegations of any pending lawsuits against our officers. While there have been instances of misuse evidently in other jurisdictions, I'm not aware of any incidents in Cabot. Conversely, from what I have looked over, there are plenty of statistics and examples on successful use and solving of crimes in Cabot. It's my understanding that we utilize the program here, but we also partner with other law enforcement agencies to assist in crime solving, such as the state police. I'd like to think that one of the slides that we have in our report from the police department this month, specifically the narcotics division, it reveals quite a productive month in May. I don't know yet, but I'm going to hope that maybe Flock was involved with that. I don't know. I'll wait and see. So apparently, further, we've been successful in numerous narcotic busts, as indicated, like I said, kidnapping cases, car theft apprehensions, and identifying non-reporting high-level sex offenders, including some child molesters. The volume of use is overwhelming, I will say that, on the number of plates captured. But with any profession, there will be a small percentage of bad actors that will utilize systems for their own deviant use, whether it's law enforcement, medicine, contractors, food prep, even politicians. I think you get my idea. Do we automatically assume that they are all guilty of misconduct? Does the potential for misuse negate the legitimate and positive application of the technology? While I believe these cameras do have the capability of possibly being used for inappropriate activity by law enforcement or other agencies, I also believe that there are beneficial uses of this public safety tool, including the tracking down of drug runners, vehicle thefts, and human traffickers. Will all technology be used for good purposes? It just depends on the person employing it. Do we condemn the entire tool or program because of what could happen, even though there's zero misconduct happening here to my knowledge? And you want to talk about possible infringements of liberty, invasions of privacy? We all have one of these, yet we all carry one. I have absolutely no problem with reviewing this program or any other program in any other department, especially if there's been an instance of abuse or wrongdoing. However, absent evidence of misconduct, the decision to suspend the system appears reactionary. No offense. In the meantime, as we sit here and discuss this valuable resource that our police department has had at their tool belt is not available. My fear is that those engaged in criminal activity all know that Cabot's system is down. They know that they have a clear pathway through our community to do their dirty deeds. You want to review this program? I say by all means. But why do we need to suspend it if our officers have done nothing wrong? Lastly, who's actually going to perform this review? The mayor, the police chief, police and fire committee, or a combination thereof? Or are we going to have a separate ad hoc group? It is not specified in the resolution. Again, I'm trying to weigh all the pros and cons on this matter. If review shows that we don't need or want this program, I will abide by those recommendations. I just don't want us throwing out the baby with the bathwater, abandoning a legal and effective law enforcement tool based on public pressure rather than on evidence. Thank you for the time.
So Mayor, do we have who's going to do that review and who's going to, what does that look like?
I mean, before the legislation came out, I was going to continue work with the police, and our legal counsel, Ben and Courtney, to do that review. I just don't know what council wants in that review, if they want someone else in that review.
I guess I'm just confused. Because, I mean, if no one misused it in our police department, and I don't think that they did or they would, why did we suspend it at 9:30 one night?
It wasn't, I worked 24/7. It wasn't 9:30 one night. I guess it was 9:30 when the post came out, but I work all the time. So I had other things to do during the day, and I had to finish up talking with the police and legal counsel, and
But
that's when
what-
I got to putting it out.
Okay, but
They
what
didn't suspend them until the next morning.
What made us come to that? What was the final straw that made us come to that decision?
Privacy concerns. As mayor, I have to listen to the people. I'm elected by all the people, not just a few.
So when you say privacy concerns, because I get it, because there's a lot of people on both sides of it. There's not just one side or the other. There's a lot of people on both sides of it, because I've heard from them. So did you get like 100 emails that day? Did you get 100?
I don't have to get 100 emails. I'm the leader of the city, and I had privacy concerns. I looked at it, and they need to be suspended and reviewed. So that's the decision I made as the mayor.
Okay, so what's the privacy concerns that you made? What brought you to that decision?
By reading data, by reading
Okay, so
the
what data?
news. I don't know if this is the place to get into what I read and what comes to my thought process. It's just, I made a decision to take them down.
Okay, I'm not trying to get in back and forth. I just need to know, like, we're not gonna get anywhere with everybody mad at each other for liking one way or the other. We're not gonna get anywhere with that. And we can't say, oh, well, city council approved it, they didn't approve it. That is hindsight now. What we have to do is do what's best for our citizens all of them. And so I'm trying to understand what was the final straw or the final things that led up to this. And maybe Chief Dodd, if you have, I don't know if you can answer that, or Ben, or whoever, but I'm not trying to get here, he said, she said, why did you do it? I just need to know where this all of a sudden came from.
That came
When
from
we've been going,
my knowledge of the national news, as well as my knowledge of what I reviewed, and my knowledge was telling me there could be some surveillance and privacy concerns, and no one could tell me if that was the case for certain. Now, we don't have any examples of someone that's committed a crime or misused it, but how do we know? So I said, let's just pull them down, let's look at it, and let's see if it is a concern so we can report back to the people.
okay.
In order to further the discussion that Maggie and the mayor have brought up, does the chief or the former chief, either one, want to come forward and make a few remarks? It might open up some questions and it might answer some stuff. If not, that's fine, I understand, but if you do, the floor is yours. Gentlemen, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus at all. Don't want to do that. Don't want anybody to start jumping up and down, yelling and screaming on either side. Let's just get it out there. Let's discuss it. Let's figure out what we need to do. Y'all want the same thing for this city that we do.
Oh,
And that's-
absolutely.
And that's what's best for the citizens.
Sure. We're happy to answer any questions anytime about this or the technology or how the system has worked for us. Whether it's tonight or any other time, you guys are welcome to reach out or reach out to the mayor's office. I can't speak for him and all of his decision-making. Our job, when asked, is to present information on how we use it and what it does for us. And that's what we did for the mayor.
No, we thank y'all for what, or I thank you for what you
Yeah.
do. I think everybody else does, but, I mean, like Matt said, and you don't have to answer this, but you don't have any concerns of us doing anything illegal with this system?
No, none of our checks and balances or any auditing we've done has revealed any patterns of abuse or anything that would lead us to believe that any of our officers here in the city of Cabot have done anything illegal with the data or the information they've received from that system.
And like Matt said, there's gonna be bad people all over the world that's gonna abuse something before, so, okay.
I want to ask one thing. I'm just going to jump right into the elephant, because there's an elephant in this room, and we all know what has, I think, brought all of this to the surface, especially here in Central Arkansas. Not trying to throw anybody on the bus or anything, but the incident that happened that has generated 99% of this stuff here in the last couple of weeks. I've seen the body cam footage of both of those officers that was involved in that. I'm sure you have too, Chief. I'm sure you have delved into it a whole lot deeper than I have. Do we have a policy in place that would prevent that from happening here in Cabot?
Are you talking about the incident
I am.
where somebody was,
Yes,
it was
sir.
alleged that they were stopped only based on that?
Based
incorrect
only
information? Sure.
on the hit from the flock
Gotcha.
camera.
Yeah. Yeah, so for us here at the Cabot Police Department, our entire policy complies with Arkansas state law. Every bit of it complies, and as Mayor said, we had met with City Attorney's Office about a month and a half ago, before any of this blew up, real big. We had checked with them so that we could go over that and best practices. But our current policy also has in place that our officers will confirm any information we get from any ALPR technology. So if we receive a notification of a stolen vehicle, we have to visually observe it and visually confirm it before we take a law enforcement action on it. We will not stop them, and we should not stop them just based on that for us. So in an instance like that, if one of our officers was to get behind a vehicle that was reported stolen, we would confirm that the license plate that was presented to us that we visually see was actually stolen before we took our law enforcement action. Is that helpful?
That answered my question.
Okay. Yes,
I thought that's what our
Yes, sir.
policy was from reading the policies some while back, but I wanted you to confirm that.
Absolutely.
And so you do require our officers to make a visual confirmation of it, either through dispatch or through the computer they have in their car. Is that correct?
Yes, that is very much correct. And we get our returns back from the National Crime Information Center or
Right.
the Arkansas Crime Information Center to confirm that data. So if it said stolen or if it was a missing person or whatever the alert was, we could actually confirm what it was before we decided to initiate a traffic stop or do anything else.
James has a question.
I'd like to ask one question. Is there any other law enforcement agencies that share in the information that we've collected?
So we do, at one time, we shared access to our system with several other entities here in Central Arkansas. We shared with the Arkansas State Police, with mostly our Lonoke County troopers that work with us, work on I-57 out there with us, some that involved with the Drug Task Force out there with us as well. But currently, we've suspended anyone's access to our system to be able to look it up.
So do we know how they're using the data?
So everyone who runs anything inside that system, they have to log a reason for why. And Captain Gibson has been in contact with some of those users. Part of the thing that we are working on is some other checks and balances for any outside agency that we do share with to make sure that we get timely data back from them to ensure everything is logged and stored properly on our side as well.
Thank you, that answer.
So, but we don't audit them, so they could be using our data
Well,
improperly.
There is a chance, obviously, anyone could use it improperly because we're not privy to their cases that they're working. But we can see any data that is ran or logged in through our side, but we wouldn't know any of their specific casework on some of the issues that they may be searching it for. We would know why. We might be able to tell patterns of abuse, but we wouldn't know specific outside agency cases unless we were directly connected with some of those.
My next question is, so obviously this is a heated topic of you either believe that we should have them or you don't believe we should have them. There's nothing really in between, I feel like. So if the cameras do go back on, like, is it something that you and Robbie would be open to like maybe have a couple informational meetings about how we do this and why we do it for, our citizens to better understand what we're.
Yeah, we're always happy to answer any questions for any citizen or a group of citizens anytime that's requested of us.
One more question, sorry. Something that I thought of after my rant. I'm not sure if it would divulge anything that you can't share, but when I came and visited with you guys about the system, you showed me some checks and balances about who was authorized to sign in, those that were monitoring, and it's not one person that's monitoring the access. There's multiples, so it's not one person in control of the system where possible wrongdoing could, there's
Correct.
multiple.
There's redundancy in that so that
Yes.
only one
Thank you.
person
Yes.
can't just go in there and check everything themselves without having anybody else check. All of the higher level supervisors can all check that and check each other as well, and that's,
Thank you.
we think that that's important.
Anybody else on the council, whole council, got any questions? Corey, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask what James asked, but then I'll ask I guess, reverse of that. Sure. To what extent can we completely wall our data off to make sure that no one but us can access it? Like, is that possible at all? Or are we still having to share with like the talent network? You know what I mean? Like, to what extent can we completely insulate our data?
Yeah, we could turn it off to sharing from anyone outside of our agency.
We have 100% control.
Okay. Thank you.
Chief, just curious.
Sure.
How many instances has the state police been involved in instances that you guys have worked?
I do not have that number. I couldn't tell you accurately.
No, we do not have an accurate number on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not something we could probably get you, but we don't have it with us tonight.
Chief, is this one of the tools that we're using with our special ops group on drug enforcement?
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. We use this kind of technology for just about every aspect of our day-to-day police work, including anything we do within our specialized group like narcotics.
So having it here can not only be helpful to that, but it can also be a deterrent if some of the people that would perpetrate crimes know that we have this.
Yeah, in my opinion, it is. I think that people that do organized retail theft, if they know that we do or do not have certain technology in our town, it makes them either more desirable to come here to try to steal from our businesses, or it makes them want to not come here and steal from our businesses. But that is something that I do believe.
Thank you.
Chief, what about the big box stores here in town that have the flock system that they have put up? Do they share? Or do
So the only
they
one I'm
use
a-
that only internally
Yes,
for their,
Yeah, the only one I'm aware of is Home Depot.
Right.
And they do share that with us. It's their contract, it's their lease, but they share the data with us for us to be able to look at it.
okay. I know that Home Depot and Lowe's both are huge
Yes, sir.
providers
Yeah.
of that. Kyle, do you have anything?
Chief, I ain't got a question for you. I would just like to amend the wording on the resolution. If this council so sees fit to pass this on the review, I would like a town hall meeting, both, whatever chief was under reign when this flock come in, all of them be here and speak. I'd like a representative from flock. I mean, yes, we got positive and negative, but we got to answer to the people, and the people want to hear. So I'd like to amend and add that to the resolution.
Brandon, your
Oh, can I-
resolution, but
Since it's in committee, Ed, can he amend it?
okay, whenever we get over into the regular meeting then, that's whenever we'll do the amendment to it, if it still needs to be done at that point or wants to be done at that point. So Kyle, let's don't forget it. We'll have to amend it under the general business meeting.
Okay.
And I'd like to say, so this is what I wanted to happen, a conversation. I've been sitting in this chair, serving the people of Cabot for 6 years now. I was here when it was implemented. I don't ever remember a conversation about it. I know it was in the budget for 24 and 25. I found where it said flock, but maybe it's my ignorance. A year ago, I couldn't tell you what flock was. I mean, only now that national attention, I know what it is. And I bet that's the same way with our constituents. So I think it's a conversation that needs to happen in public and let them weigh in on it. I'm all about useful tools. And any tool, just like the gun you have on, can be used for good and bad. So, I mean, this is great to have a conversation about it. And I do appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else on the council got any comments, questions, or concerns about this?
Can I have a question for Ben? Oh, so Ben, if we don't pass this tonight, then I mean, because the mayor made the ruling to turn them off, if this does not go anywhere, then it's still under his umbrella and decision whether to turn them on or turn them back off, or?
That's a good question. Yes. So if the resolution is not passed tonight, then it is the suspension and the review is kind of solely within the purview of the mayor. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this resolution, if I'm reading it right, doesn't require any action on what to do with the cameras. It only requires a review. Brandon, am I right?
No, I think it's-
So it does require the cameras to stay off pending.
Yeah, right,
Yes,
during
yes.
the review process.
I just think it's too vague, like who's, I mean, we need to know, like, who's gonna do the review? What's the review? I mean, what's it gonna say? I mean, like,
And my thought was, and I guess I should have been a little more specific with it, but I was assuming that would be the Police and Fire Committee. I was assuming, kind of like Matt did, that was going to come up through the Police and Fire.
And I'm more than happy to work with that. I mean, I'm waiting for the one that made the decision where to put it, so. But I'm just trying to figure out how the review happens, right? Who does that review and who pulls those stats? And, you know, if Johnny, you know, steals from ABC store and gets in Larry's car, right? I mean, what does that look like? Do we just automatically take Johnny to jail and Larry's driving? I mean, obviously I'd like to think that we would see who's driving it and double check all that, right? So I just don't know what that review looks like. So I'll be more than happy to help any way I can, so.
Mayor, we generally wait to the end of the presentations on this particular section or all the sections for general community input. I think this one is important enough that we need to go ahead and have community input under this one now, so that we can kind of focus on the questions, because I think our next one following it is probably going to have some community input as well. And would like to try not to get them mixed up.
Okay. So if you would put out a motion for a flexible meeting?
Yeah,
flexible agenda?
I make a motion that we go ahead and entertain community input on items B and C under the municipal, what we call ourselves, Municipal Services Committee. Items
Second.
B and C have standalone community input.
I'll second.
Who done the motion? I did, didn't I? I'm not used to making the motions. Tammy?
Red,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Gentlemen, if y'all will make yourselves available in case there's something comes up that this brain trust up here can't answer. Y'all
Mr.
be
Long,
able-
is it all right if we have a seat up here?
Y'all will be able to. Robbie, stay close, please. All right, I'm holding this up for community input. Anybody that wants to come forward and say anything that you want to say, just keep it civil is all that I ask. This is your time.
While Chief's on his way up here, Ben, there's nothing illegal about flock cameras used by the city police.
No, that is absolutely correct. So I think the concern is more of a general privacy concern. Obviously, it's been courts are the ones that lay out the boundaries of Fourth Amendment, and it's been held consistent with the Fourth Amendment all over the country. So it'd be much simpler if it was.
Yeah.
Then we could just say, no, we got on the Fourth Amendment. There's no need to discuss anything. But no, it has been found consistently to be allowable under the Fourth Amendment. What we're talking about is more generalized privacy.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
It's legal, it's just some people use it illegally.
That's right.
Good evening. Good evening, council. Thank you, Ed, for the invitation. Brandon, I want to touch on something that you said. Yes, the national spotlight on the flock cameras has really ramped up in the last, I'm going to say 3 to 4 months, maybe a little bit longer. My personal opinion is a lot of that revolved around immigration, custom enforcement, using that in some of the larger areas. I think that kind of brought that on. But what I will say is Cabot locally, the day the camera went up at 89 and 321, Captain Gibson and myself sat and watched it on Facebook, because everybody, I mean, just comment after comment on the Cabot pages talking about these new flock cameras, the government conspiracy. Granted, it's nowhere near what it is today with the feed that we've had on Facebook the last couple of days, but that has been out there. Another thing I wanted to touch on is what the mayor said. I took over chief March of 2022. Never once did I have a complaint on flock. Never once did I have somebody come into my office or a phone call about flock. I can only imagine what John's going through now because he's probably getting a ton of those calls. Luckily, I never did. Mayor said he got one from out of state or out of city. I never even got that. Never once. The other thing I say is on a much smaller scale, Kyle mentioned the town hall meeting. We've been doing it. How long have we done our Citizens Police Academy? 3 years, 4 years? That's one of the things that we cover in our Citizens Police Academy. For those that have been through it, we cover the flock system and what its capabilities are, what its limitations are, how we use it. But the one thing I want to say is Cabot PD is an accredited law enforcement agency. And what that means is at the time we were accredited in 2024, we were one of 16 agencies in the state of Arkansas, 16 out of 280 law enforcement agencies. We were accredited, which means we met the standards. We met 176 standards, which means we abide by the policies. We had to be above and beyond reproach, and we did that. We've met that and exceeded that. And part of that is we have to abide by these policies that we set, one of those policies being the flock cameras. They audit how we adhere to our policies. So, that's just kind of what I wanted to say. If anybody's got any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them, or I'll let somebody else get up here and talk.
Anybody have anything for Chief? Scott, thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Anybody else? We need to hear from you.
Good evening. My name's Steve Taylor. I've only been a resident here for 23 years, but I spent 30 years in law enforcement and retired. I was back in the days before we had LPRs. And I can tell you that there were instances and there were incidents where we would have loved to have an LPR to develop a suspect. I can tell you that the agency I work for, just within the last 2 weeks, located a murder suspect in Oklahoma using these systems. I also agree that policies need to be reviewed. Okay? That's a continuous thing in any law enforcement agency that's worth their salt. Okay? But to suspend a system just to review it, I believe is wrong when you don't have evidence that that system is being misused. Okay? A lot of people say privacy concerns. City attorney will back me up. The Supreme Court has said, you're driving down the road, you don't have privacy concerns. You don't have a right to that. It's not any different from one of these First Amendment auditors, quote unquote, if they want to stand out on the side of a road with a video camera and video your car going by them, tough. They can do it, right? If you're not doing anything wrong, what do you care? We got cameras in here. This is a public building. What are these cameras used for? Got cameras outside. It's a public space. What are those cameras used for? They can be used for illegitimate purposes, right? But have they been? No, not that we know of. So yes, you should have policies in place to govern how this information is used. If something were to happen to my family, I would want you to have every tool possible to find who did it. Okay? I would. And, the only people that something like this helps is the bad guys and their lawyers. Okay? And no offense, but lawyers are a bane to society. Don't punish good officers who are doing good work for the bad people who misuse the system. One of the things that we had, one of the problems I think we had in the department I was in, was if one guy screwed up, you'd have a knee-jerk reaction and a blanket policy would come down and affect everybody. Discipline that person. Don't cause problems for everybody. So I would recommend against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? We need to hear from the public. That's the only way that we're going to know what we're going to be able to discuss and what we make our decisions based on.
Thank you for some time. My name is William Johnson. I've been here in Cabot for a little over a year now. My biggest concern with the flock cameras is how well they are being administered. We've had this come up a lot. And I think one of the key issues that really needs to be dealt with is when we review all of the policies. Like, for instance, there's websites out there that I can put my license plate number in. It'll tell me whether someone has been searching it. I would like to know that if I find that my license plate has been searched, I can go to our police department or someplace else and say, okay, why was it done? Because if I haven't been doing anything, there shouldn't be anybody bringing up my specific license plate. So I think that the biggest thing I'm concerned with, do we have policies that reflect who is logging into the system, which I'm sure is probably right there, and then are there additional policies to reflect, to monitor what is going on, and to also monitor the people that are monitoring that to make sure that it isn't all being held under the covers. Those are my biggest concerns. Thank you.
Chief, why don't you address that for us? Tell us exactly how this system works. Who puts the alerts in? Who can get the alerts? What happens? Why would one of your officers pull up behind me and stop me?
Sure.
Based on a hit. Where would that hit originate from?
So there's a couple of things that can happen. I'll have Robbie explain a little bit to you guys. He's our ALPR administrator for the police department to explain the ins and outs of how the system works. As far as searching a vehicle license plate, we do have a thing in there that is just human nature is just you have an error and someone types in the wrong license plate. That does happen on occasion, and they correct it and put in the right one. So there is a chance that someone's tag can get ran if someone punches it in wrong. As far as the whole process from beginning to end and alerts getting in there, I'll let Robbie explain those to you.
Thank you. So how it works, Flock is, the information that Flock gives us is only information that we give it, or that somebody has supplied it. Okay, it's based off NCIC and HCIC database. Your car passes by the Flock camera. It takes a picture of your license plate. The only time it gives us a readback on that is if somebody has told it to. If somebody has entered your license plate as being stolen, your vehicle being stolen, missing person, elderly person, for some reason, some law enforcement agency has tagged your license plate with one of those valid reasons, okay? And then it becomes an alert. And it comes out to everybody registered in the system via text message or an email, and it tells us this license plate just passed your camera, and somebody has told us this license plate is doing this. A person associated with this car is a missing person, has a felony warrant. The vehicle is stolen, the license plate is stolen, whatever this valid reason is, okay? And like Chief told you earlier, the officer has to find it themselves. So basically, it's just a tip. It's an anonymous tip almost, like somebody told us, hey, there it is. They have to go find the vehicle. They have to look at the license plate themselves, visually see it, and then run it again through another database, an official database like ACIC, NCIC. That's done either over the radio with dispatch or in their internal cars. Now, we can do a custom hot list. If we have a reason, or our investigators have a reason that this is a suspect for any kind of case you can imagine, they could custom enter it. But again, it's something that we entered. And then it comes out to a custom hot list, and it'll come out basically the same way. It'll come out, it'll be an alert to whoever the officer told the alert to go to. And it'll say, all right, this is a suspect and a murder case. We need to, find this vehicle and investigate it further. So there are custom hot lists that we can enter it ourselves. But again, Flock wouldn't know to tell us that if an officer didn't already tell it to look for it.
What about Flock alerting for expired insurance?
Not gonna happen, can't. Flock does not read your license plate and tell us anything about who the registered owner is. It does not tell us about insurance. It doesn't do any of that.
Can somebody get my license plate number off of my Uber that I come in here today and type it in and find out how many times I went to McDonald's over the last 30 days?
There is an investigative tool. So, no, we're not gonna know you went to McDonald's. If we have a reason to investigate you, and especially if we have like a vehicle description or a license plate that is supplied to us, yes, there's an investigative side of it. We can type in that license plate and it'll tell us how many times within the last 30 days that you crossed one of our cameras, stationary cameras, yes. It'll tell us if you drove down Rockwood. That's all it's gonna tell us. It doesn't tell us anything about you. It'll show us a picture of it, the back of your vehicle. We cannot see the driver. We can't tell who's driving. There's no facial recognition. There's nothing like that on the systems that we use. All it does is show us that yes, your car passed the Rockwood camera or the South Pine camera, and for the last 30 days, and they'll show us a picture of the back of your car and how many times you did it, yes. But we have to have, like the chief explained earlier, our policy is based off of ACIC laws where we cannot do that for no reason. We have to have a criminal justice reason to do it. And if you violate that, there will be severe consequences. And every bit of that is auditable. If I can go in there and look at every user that's ever used it, and I can tell you what license plates they searched and the reason they put in there.
Captain, I'd like to expand on that just a little bit, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Anyone that has access to our system, there was a list come out, I think had 40, 50 people on it, something like that. Some of them were troopers, some of them were patrolmen. Your name was on it.
Yes, sir.
So anyone that has access to that then has the ability to type in a license plate number and find out how many times I went to McDonald's.
Yes, sir. They had this, everybody that had access to that system.
Provided I pass a camera going to McDonald's.
Correct. Yes, sir. Everybody that had access to that system has to abide by our policies and have to have lawful reason to search for your vehicle.
And they don't have to tell me how that works. Do they not have to have permission from a supervisor or something to do that?
To run the plate? No, sir.
Or can they sit out under a pine tree at Mount Carmel and do it in their car?
Yes, they could do it in their vehicle remotely. But again, they could do that with anything. They could do that with,
Oh, I understand that.
but yes, sir, they do have to have a valid reason to do it. But yes, that search is available there.
And you would be able to see who's logged in to ask what.
Absolutely. Yep. If you ever had a concern, you can come tell me your license plate was ran. If you found it on that website, I will go right straight on our website, on the Flock's website, and I'll tell you who ran it, at what time, and the reason they put in there for it. And then they're gonna have to answer to it.
I think that was going toward some of the concerns that the gentleman right before you spoke of. I think that is a lot of concerns that a lot of people have, is the ability to be able to go in there and for the next 30 or last 30 days, tell exactly where you've been, how many times you passed what camera where and all that. That is a little spooky if you stop and think about it just a little bit. I've got probably a lot of faith in our department that I don't think you guys would tolerate that very often if it happened.
I'm not gonna assure you we would not.
I hope you wouldn't, and I think I know you will.
I don't want to speak for the chief, but I promise you would not.
I don't mind addressing it. It is my 100% belief that we hire and employ people of good character and integrity. I will go to bat for them every single day and speak to their character and their morals and their values until it's proven otherwise. Obviously, if we find someone who is misusing any of our systems, we will take whatever appropriate action is up to and including terminating them if that's what we find.
I'm
Yes,
not certainly not making any accusations,
Oh, no,
guys.
sir. I
You
realize
know,
that. I just
you
wanna
know,
make sure
you
that-
absolutely know that, and your troops know that as well.
Yes.
But it is a concern that the
Sure.
citizens have. There's a lot of information out there about us. Matt was right. There's probably more on our cell phones than what they can get off our cars where we go. But there's a lot of information out there. How far we, they don't know where I have been. They could theoretically put in there and tell if I went to Chattanooga or not, I mean, the system is that vast, and it is a little spooky.
Oh, I could understand that. We are living in a technology-driven society now. And technology can be very good tools, but they also can be misused by not just law enforcement, but anybody. So I understand the concern that citizens would bring and wondering how it works until they have all the parameters and understand our system and our use of it.
And I think that's one of the things, this type of discussion, I think, is one of the things that Brandon was wanting to generate with the resolution that he's got, is to open it up for discussion, try to talk about some of these spooky things that are out there. Are they truth? Is there any truth in it? Are they completely false? What? And I don't think anybody wants any nefarious reasons, y'all, or anybody else wants anything going on like that. But it's time, I think, that we open this thing up for the citizens. We need that input. And we don't know what they expect us to do, as Maggie was saying, unless we hear. So, anybody got anything else?
I do have one other
Just
question.
please don't tell people how many times I go to Dairy Queen at 9 o'clock at night to get my M&M blizzard.
I'd be more worried about speeding on North Lincoln where you are.
Yeah, that's right.
And that brings up what my question is. We're taking a picture of license plates. Is it video or a picture? And can you tell what the speed is? Somebody might borrow my car and drive fast.
Okay. Our system does not operate on live cameras. We did or do not have any cameras that have video. That technology is out there. We don't
Yes.
have it and have not even asked for it as far as I know of.
Okay.
No, it does not know your speed. It doesn't know anything about your car. It doesn't know anything about your tags or who it's registered to or anything about your insurance or anything like that.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
get picture, date, and time. That's the
That's
only
it.
information we get.
We're living in a society that everything's videoed. Just about Ring cameras on most doors now. And a lot of us have security cameras around our house. People have cameras within their own vehicles. So if you go in and buy groceries, if you're scanning stuff, it's watching how you do that. You're scanned a lot. So your privacy, you give up your privacy by going and using retail or going into private property. And I realize that. So if you're honest, it's not a problem.
Robbie, how long are we storing the data?
30 days.
30 days.
30 days, yes, sir.
And then Flock just changed their policy, but did I read that right? They're gonna go to 7 days?
There was a new email out saying that they have that new capability to set it at a tighter perimeter if we choose to. So they're gonna leave it at 30 days, but if the council or the chief or somebody made a rule that said we can only keep it for this days, that is a new technology they've come out with, and said that, yes, they can do that.
Robbie,
Yes.
can we get this information on our police report that we get? Like, how many data tags, how many tags have been scanned?
Yes, absolutely.
That would be awesome.
I've got it all.
And I'm glad this conversation is happening, okay? I want to make it clear, I'm not against Flock. There's privacy concerns, yes.
Yes, sir.
And I know it's a very valid tool, and I mean, if my son went missing, I'd be the first one up there at the police station wanting to use it. But this is what I wanted to happen, Ed. You hit the nail on the head. I want a conversation for the public.
Yeah, happy to have it. Be happy to show you. You're welcome to come to my office. And I've done this a couple of times already for a couple people that were concerned, and I gave them examples. I'll show you how it works and how limited the information we get is.
I just want to thank y'all for what you do, because like Chief Steely said, y'all have probably gotten a lot of calls, and I know it can be frustrating, and I have full belief that y'all and Chief Dodd is doing what we should do, and he'll take care of anybody that's not doing what we should do. This was a good conversation amongst all of us and the citizens. I appreciate all of you speaking, and if anyone else wants to speak, we'd love to hear you. I think where I'm at, Ed, since this is your committee, is, and Brandon, since it's his, but, I mean, let's find a review system, let's see how we're using them, but in the meantime, I mean, we've been using them for 3 years, why are we stopping today? Or, you know, whatever, let's use them and then put some things in place to make sure that those things don't happen, and it makes our citizens feel a little more secure about it. But that's just my thoughts.
That's
But
where
I
I
think
was.
we have some citizens in the back that want to speak.
So just real quick, I'm not going to take any time away from the folks coming up. So that was where I was going to go, Maggie. Thank you for bringing that up because, and I'm not trying to circumvent the legislation. I'm fine with the review. Okay, that's fine. I don't have any problem with it. Let's assign whoever to the committee, and we assign 30 days, 60 days, whatever we want, and then ask that committee to come back with their findings, if that includes a town hall meeting in there, some whatever. But I just can't support suspending the system. Sorry. Go ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Debbie Johnson, and I'm only lived here about 1.5 years. And I'm hearing already from the council that everybody's just as confused and not communicated on and understanding this whole flock. And as we know, social media blows everything in every direction. I'm totally behind having some kind of a town meeting where information, facts are laid out so people understand what the heck is flock, what's it being used for, what's the extent, what's going to be the policies, what's going to be the restrictions, what's going to be the accountability, et cetera, for the system. I'm all into technology. I'm all into finding things and getting it done correctly. But I'm concerned too, because I want to have it outlined so everybody, a common citizen, can understand what are we using and why, to what extent, because it's going to get blown out because nobody knows the whole truth. And if you guys don't know it, and we've been hearing this, I really support the town hall. I love technology, but I'm also, like others, accountability, laying it out, making sure it's going to work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Evening, everyone. Mayor, council members. Great discussion in here. I think Ms. Johnson said it
Sir,
very,
excuse me,
very
would you
well.
give us your name, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My name is Jeff Allen. I've lived here in Cabot about 3 years. Air Force veteran. My wife and I are both Air Force veterans. We're both retired and decided to settle down here in Cabot. This is not my first tour here. This is my final resting place, yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
20 years as a training administrator, as a trainer, as a project manager. I worked aircraft maintenance for a while there, and I learned about training to use tools properly. I spent some time working with our law enforcement, our LEO officers in the Air Force and overseas. My last deployment was in 2023. I spent almost a year downrange working with the security force members there and training all the folks who were watching all our construction workers and folks from, you know, the local national community come on base and, you know, do it safely and not put anybody in harm's way. They also had some technology. They didn't call it flock, but they had some other technologies very similar. Anytime you introduce any new tool, you know, there's a lot of confusion about what it can do, what it can't do, where it's going to be put, what happens when it breaks, those kind of things. Ms. Johnson said a lot of the things that I had planned to come up here and talk to you all about. So I'd like to just hammer on these things. My family also has, I have a senior who goes to Cabot High, and I also have a 5-year-old who's going to Mountain Springs. So I'm also very interested on keeping my kids safe and knowing that the police department and whatever officials have the tools they need to do their job well, and if a crime is committed, they can go and take care of those things. I don't want to weigh on whether or not I like the system or I don't like it, just strictly about the confusion Ms. Johnson talked about. if you don't have all the answers to make an important decision about an important tool that's going to impact a lot of people's lives, then you need that critical information before you make a decision. So I definitely appreciate you offering, before I had suggested it, that we have some kind of town, community event, get everyone together to come in and raise their concerns, whether it's from themselves or from something they've seen on the internet. The things that I have seen in my time working with law enforcement is that there's always a QC, a quality control section or a quality assurance section. And I think that's where most of some of like the frustrations are coming from. Is it doesn't sound like it's very clear who is watching the folks who are watching the data when the data is supposed to be removed after 7 or 30 days. In my time in the military, I've seen sometimes it doesn't happen and you need to hold people accountable. What are the legal and what are the administrative consequences of those things? Who is watching our folks? Who is auditing our folks? And I would venture to say that it might be worthwhile if a policy isn't in place, then we should have a policy in place that includes having an outside entity, not that we don't trust anybody in this town, but it's always good to get an outsider, maybe an outside law enforcement agency, whether it's county or another, city's PD, maybe deputy police chief, and some kind of small group that comes over with a law enforcement background that can observe the data, look and see who's been queuing for data. Why did this person check this license plate so many times within so many minutes? This looks a little odd, or we don't see any evidence of wrongdoing, to file a report and then submit that to city council or to the police and fire council, whatever the case is, maybe for the council and the mayor's, review and, hey, that some administrative repercussions need to happen here, whatever the case. We need to correct this law enforcement officer or what have you. But I think having that policy in place, having it clear cut, and then publishing in some kind of capacity for the public to be able to see this online somewhere. Hey, here's our policy on using this new tool, and here's what happens if it's misused. And if that doesn't happen, then here's who's held accountable. I think letting everyone know that those questions have been answered and that information is together would be perfect. A lot of times in the training community, my time in the military, I would come in and check supervisors to make sure they're training their officers properly, or that the supervisors are training their new airmen correctly. And if they weren't, then I would provide some kind of non-legal advisement to the commander or what have you, whoever the agency is. When I worked at the hospital, I would report to the Joint Commission and let them know, hey, our healthcare workers aren't sterilizing equipment the way they are. That never happened. I just use that as an example. But I'm sure you get my mean. Like, that would be provided, and then here's what needs to happen moving forward. So I feel like some joint city, county kind of review, and it also needs to be clearly stated how often, whether it's monthly, quarterly, annually, semi-annually, whatever the case is, that needs to be clearly delineated in the policy paperwork. And with that, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, thank you guys for doing everything you do and making all the hard decisions. My name is Mary Friddle. I've been in Cabot for about 20 years. Allergies are getting me, so my voice is terrible. I'm a business owner. I deliver to 16 schools. So I am back and forth. And my concern with the cameras is there a certain amount of times I go through and then they're going to send an officer out to my house or pull me over? All the good things that the cameras do, I mean, we can all agree, finding a missing child, stolen property, yes. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I think, Matt, you had said that, and Mickey had also said that. It's a double-edged sword. But my biggest concern as a business owner is it so many times that I travel through, and is there going to be a warning? Are they going to come out to my house? Because I deliver 3 to 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to 16 schools. So I don't know what's going to happen. I couldn't hear really good in the back.
I think you said not unless your license plate has been put in there for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from our end, law enforcement officer or agency would have to enter it in the national system or a custom list in there specifically for a license plate for it. It doesn't matter, like our officers patrol our streets. 24 hours a day, so we are passing these things constantly. And we don't get alerts from them going through there. We have people who work similar to you that deliver, or we have DoorDash or UPS or plenty of people, and we won't get alerts on them just based on the frequency, only if it's been entered through the Arkansas Crime Information Center, or an officer or a detective or a narcotics investigator has a reason to enter your license plate in there that we're looking for, say, it was involved in a hit and run accident, and we're trying to find this vehicle to hold them accountable. They may put something like that in there that's not in the national database, but just the local one, just for us.
Okay.
But no, ma'am, if you're just doing your business as normal and you pass the camera 100 times, it will not send us an alert.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Oh, okay. I'm just saying, when you do talk, make sure you're talking to Mike. For Facebook.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Spillane. I'm a citizen of Cabot, 1592 Calicut Drive. So I put a Facebook post out, and I got a response. Thank you very much from Captain Gibson for sending me a message that said, hey, come by here, see how the flock system works, show how we are being transparent, show how the entire system is being run. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. Next up, I'd like to say that the good news, people, is our city government is working exactly the way that it's supposed to work. The administration identified a problem. It was of public concern, and the mayor took action along with the chief of police, the lawyer in the House, and they took action until they made sure that the system is operating the way it's supposed to, because it's of a major concern. Councilman Brandon Hildenberg, cannot tell you how much I appreciate you taking a legislative action on this and saying, hey, look here, this is bigger than the administration. Legal action has to be taken on this. Let's take a look at that. That was very, very appropriate. Thank you very much. Ms. Maggie, Councilwoman Cope, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you making sure that the details are right, because it's very, very important that the details are taken care of, because this is very, very important to get right. And Councilman Long, thank you very much for a suggestion that you open this up for public comment right now so that we can get our comments out early. This is important because this is a balance. This is one of the most critical balances between safety and public concern and privacy that has come up in our lifetime and probably ever will be. That's why getting the details right, Councilwoman Cope, is so doggone important. I'm not going to quote famous people. I'm just going to talk about how we got here, where we are now, and where we're going, because that line, I'm going to do the bottom line up front. The bottom line up front is there's a line between safety and privacy, and we're at the line right now. And that concerns me. So right now, it started off with one flock camera, then it was two flock cameras, and then it was one city, one municipality, and now it is 5,000 municipalities with 120,000 cameras. Now, when you think about one camera, you don't think it's a big deal, but now there's 120,000, and then you say, how closely are they going to watch you go where you want to do? And when somebody says that you have no expectation of privacy, that is not correct. We have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth amendments to guarantee certain rights, but the Ninth Amendment to the Constitution clearly says the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny, disparage others retained by the people, which means that just because they said it in the Constitution does not mean that's the only thing that we have. We have way more than that, and one of those is the right to privacy. As far as Google is concerned, they cannot arrest me. I don't care about the cameras that are in there. That takes a law enforcement agency. It takes a government to incarcerate me. So I don't care what Google has. I don't care what you have in your phone. Anybody that has the ability to arrest me is the one that I'm concerned about. just because the law enforcement can use Google data under a search and under a warrant condition, which means that a magistrate has to sign off on that. First, they have to make the application, then it has to be signed off a judge, and then they have to have specificity in the time, the place, and what will be searched. Google doesn't have all that, and you can terminate your stuff with Google at any time. The fact that there's 5,000 municipalities out there with 120,000 cameras mean all of a sudden, when does too many become too many? Because if they put a camera outside of your house, then that means that you don't have enough yet. Do they need to put one in your backyard? And as far as the way that if you're doing nothing wrong, this is the thing that concerns me the most. If you're doing nothing wrong, then you have nothing to worry about. Well, in COVID, going to church became wrong. You could not go to church. All they did was change the law on one day, and the following Sunday, it was illegal to go to church. If they put a flock camera out there, they would have known every single individual that went to church on Sunday, and they could have arrested you under those conditions. All they had to do was put it in the, what are you looking for them for block. Is that correct? No, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, Chief Dodd. I'm sorry. That is what my concern is. It's not necessarily what happened yesterday when the first camera came out, but now that there's 5,000, what's going to happen in 10 years? In 10 years is my primary concern because I'll probably be dead by then, but my daughter will not be. What then becomes of the information age? Because right now, every single one of us can take a picture that you've never seen before. You can take a picture of that, put it in your phone, put a name with it, and go do a search of every person or this individual in my phone, and it will give you all of the data on that person. It will identify every single, it's facial recognition using AI. The cameras that we have right now just do license plates, but we know that you can take any photograph and you can ask AI to analyze it, and that can come up with AI facial recognition program, and it will dump out all the information on an individual. When does it become too much? And that's where the balance comes in, and that's why I'm so proud of the city council and the mayor, because we now know that this is the tipping point. If we have a specific policy in place, the one that I would recommend is that it identifies a license plate, it checks all of the data against all the warrants that are out there, and immediately deletes the data that is not applicable. I would be okay with that because I know that the data is being deleted. But why do they need to keep it for 30 days? Why does anybody in the country have access to the program? It's the size and the scope that's important in this conversation. And all I'm asking this council to do, and all I'm asking the lawyers to check in the police department and the citizens to consider, is what is that balance? Because, as my good friend Steve says, we have to have the tools to fight crime because we want to be safe. I'm very, very proud of the council, very, very proud of the mayor. I cannot tell you how much I am proud of the citizens of Cabot for making sure that we do this right and not jump into the gun. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Chief, do you or the captain have anything to say to wrap up?
No, I don't have anything that you guys haven't already heard. Myself, Captain Gibson, anybody at the Cabot Police Department, we're happy to answer any questions now, tomorrow, or anytime you guys have them. Please reach out to us. We're more than happy to explain our use and what we have found by us using it. For us, it acts as a digital witness. It's just part of an investigative tool. It's not our probable cause for everything for an arrest, but it acts as just a witness for a time and a location for us. So we appreciate the discussion. We appreciate you guys taking the time to talk and ask questions. And if you need anything from the future, holler at us, holler at the mayor's office. We're always happy and always open.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. And I appreciate all the comments that we've had from the citizens. And Mayor, I would imagine you've been watching Facebook, so there's probably going to be some questions on there that need to be addressed sooner or later. Brandon, after hearing everything tonight, are you still comfortable with your resolution, want to stand as is, or do you want to do anything to it?
Ben, I have a question for you, please. Ben, since this is the resolution, we read it only one time. Can we wait and do the town hall and then come back to this resolution?
Yes, absolutely. That would, I think what we need to do is vote to table it until that future day. And then we could absolutely have a, call it a town hall, but the language we usually use is a public hearing, have a public hearing, have the police present, anybody who wants to speak can come up and speak. And then, yes, you can absolutely table it until after that's conducted, yes.
So can we set that date tonight?
Absolutely, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So with that being said, Mr. Long, I would like to make a motion that we table this.
Well, hang on just a minute. This is a work session, and we don't table stuff out of the work session. We either send it to the council for further action or we don't. Now, it would be my recommendation that we do not pass it to the council. You hold it until you get ready for it to go to the council, we go there. Or we pass it to the council and we table it there. Your call, Ben's suggestion, whatever you want to do.
I just think we need a vote to do something with it tonight. If we do not have a vote tonight, and it doesn't go to council, then it dies. Doesn't sound like that's what we want. So we just need a vote either way for at some point tonight. The benefit of, and again, Brandon, I don't know what you think in terms of date is, the benefit of getting it out of committee tonight, and then when we hear it during the meeting right after this, you can table it. You don't have to, when you table it, you don't have to send it back to committee. You can have it in a full meeting because it's already cleared committee. So I guess that's kind of, do you want it to have to go through committee again? I guess that's the deciding point. Do you want it to have to go through committee again after the public hearing? Or do you want to say we've had the committee hearing, let's put it to the meeting and then have to have the public hearing before the meeting next time? I guess it just depends how you want to do that. Do you want it to go through committee again, I guess?
No, so let's make a motion to take it to full council.
Okay, I need a motion to take it to full council, please.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Tammy?
Red,
Yes.
Weber,
Yeah.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Okay, we will address it in a little while. The next item, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with the Cabot Parks and Recreation Commission to support repairs to the therapy pool at the Cabot Veteran Park Community Center to amend the general fund of the 2026 annual operating budget to provide for said agreement. And it is to be presented by Mayor Kincaid.
Thank you, Councilman Long. I have Adam Usry, our Parks Director, with us, and Kelly, the Assistant Director, and thanks for coming. This was brought up during the A&P Commission meeting about repairs needed and the money they needed to do that. It was asked if they had asked the city for any help, which they had not at the time. And Adam and I talked, and per our conversation, he says they could rake up a third, if we could do a third, and then he'd go to A&P and ask them for a third. So I've done the motion to ask you to amend our budget to give them the amount of a third of the repairs to the therapy pool to get it back up and running for all of our attendants that are there. I think this needs to be done. It's been broken for a couple months.
Roughly all year, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Adam, I can't hear you.
Roughly since January.
Oh, it's been more than that. It's been 8
So
months.
we've been out of the therapy pool all year.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
And so I would hope for a favorable consensus on this.
What's wrong with it, Adam?
It's the dehumidification system. So the dehumidifier that sucks the hot air out of that room and to prevent mold and mildew, it's down. And so it needs full replacement at this point. We've had it since 2006. It's got a roughly 20-year expectancy, and it's needing replacement now.
We had another council member was talking before the meeting. I'm sorry, Mayor. I'll try to do better. It seems like that system is getting snake bit. Are we imagining things, or does that thing just need to be jacked up and something new run under it? Or what is the next thing is going to fail and we'll be out of it for another year? I mean,
So there's two different dehumidification systems. There's one that operates the main pool system, and then there's one that operates the therapy pool system. They're two different rooms with two different dehumidification systems. The main pool system was replaced either within the last couple of years, funded by A&P.
what was the answer?
2017, so.
That's the main pool, Ed.
Yeah, so that's the main pool. The therapy pool is still operating off the original unit that was from 2006. Now, there have been repairs, but there has never been a replacement of the system.
All the big repairs that we've seen through council in the parks have been on the main pool.
Yeah.
This is the first on therapy as far as I know of.
I think the thing that disappoints me more, and I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's just coming to the council 8 months later. I for the life of me, I don't understand that. There's not another segment of our population in this town, if a part of their well-being was out of service for 8 months, that they would not have already strung us up by our necks. I am in full support of this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask the sponsor and the co-sponsor if I may join them as a co-sponsor on this resolution. I just simply do not understand what the holdup has been. When did you take it to A&P?
We took it to A&P last month. So
What was the delay in taking it to A&P?
So the delay in taking it to A&P was we had to get quotes to have the system replaced, and that took roughly a month or two. And then
March.
And then roughly trying to find out how many people of the community use that and operate that system, and then taking our financials and running them, and we couldn't make it work. So.
Also looking at other options.
I'm sorry.
Ed, from what I understand from the A&P meeting, they gave a little more, but like they were trying to make it work where they could pay for it themselves without having to come to A&P, because at the beginning of the year, we gave them a substantial budget for the whole year. And when they did come to
Maggie, do you remember what that was?
1.2 million. We gave them at the beginning of the year for them to use the whole year. And so they were trying to make it work themselves. And when they came to us like 3 weeks ago, I did ask them to ask the city for some help, but I did also ask for A&P to leave it on our agenda for tomorrow morning, so that if the city council does approve it, then we'll vote on the 3rd tomorrow morning. Because even when they get the money, it's still going to be 8 to 10, 12 weeks for it even to get fixed. So we're looking at the end of the year before it gets fixed.
That was my next question is, if we write a check tomorrow, when can they start using it again? And you've answered that question. I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I think everybody knows where I stand on this. Anyway, any questions from the committee?
So this was something that was not budgeted for.
Correct.
This was something out of left field that you had. Okay, so those things come up. Having served on A&P, I know when Travis was the director, there were quite a few times where stuff would come out of left field that he was not anticipating, and he would have to come and ask for additional funds. So that's not something out of the question. So I guess my question is, so the Parks and Rec Commission, your budget, you're okay with that 1/3?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
our third, if we vote to approve that, Maggie, Corey, you're confident that if we do this tonight, that other third is going to be okay?
I mean, I
know you can't speak for the other
I
commissioners.
can't speak for everybody, so.
I'll lend my voice to it, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have a fairly consensus of,
Yeah.
okay.
As long
I
as
just
that's
don't
what
want this
Parks
thing
and
to
Rec-
die
Yeah.
and we approve our third and then,
Yeah. I mean, I can't make you any promises. I mean,
Yeah,
we did leave them on the agenda for tomorrow morning so that we
I
can
didn't know
get
if you had a gist for how they were feeling at the
Yeah.
last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So to just make it clear, we're third and $130,000?
yeah, be around 42, 42.
43,
Yeah.
275.
43 and some change.
And I just want to let you know too, they didn't have really a reserve fund for maintenance and repairs, but Adam's been working with the city and we're trying to get it to where they have ample funds in the future and trying to plan more for things like this. And, you know, he inherited, the Parks and Rec when he came on. When did you start?
December 1st.
So December 1st, so he was still new too. And I understands Ed's concerns as well. And I don't want the people that need the therapy pulled away as long as they have.
Right.
And I agree with Ed, but, you know, you were new and you were trying to, you know, be the hero and try to pay for it yourself. But I think Adam and Kelly are gonna really work to get maintenance repairs, a reserve going. And hopefully in 5 years, you know, if they keep this up, everything's gonna be, you know, good or better, in their cash flow.
I think Matt will agree to this, and I think Maggie will too, with the positions that she's been in. That pool system up there has always been the, oh no, of the whole shebang. I don't know how many times, Matt, that Travis came to us and we had a pipe blow up. I don't have the money to fix it. There's no way in the world I could budget for that. This thing was supposed to last another 10 years. You know, I don't know how many times that the A&P commission was used as a whoopsie. It's going to happen. The only thing, Adam, that I'm asking is don't let it get this long. We're all available. Every one of us has a phone. We answer them, except James. He never answers his. We all answer our phones. We will help you, help them. These citizens have got to be taken care of.
Yes, sir.
And 8 months out of service on that it's hard for me to swallow. But I'm in full support of this. Open this thing up for questions one more time on the council, then I want the citizens to speak. Anybody else up here got any questions, comments, or concerns on this? I see.
Just since the building was put up, there have been issues, and that, from my understanding, with pools, it's a money pit, but it's something that the community wants, and we're gonna keep it going. So, and I don't know what's had more issues, the indoor pool, the outdoor pool, everything. There's something always going on with those mechanisms, so I get it. So we need to give the community what they want. So I can speak for myself. I'm going to support this because I got a lot of phone calls too. So yeah, we're listening.
Yeah, and
I think too, like with pools, I don't know that I'd ever want a pool in my backyard as
I've
much
got
as
one.
I've seen.
Yeah, it's a money pit.
But just imagine like if you do own a pool, like multiplied by like, 1,000. And I mean, cause these things are not cheap. And, I think it's just pools. I mean, we put in the new water park out there and the next year the pipes had burst underneath the concrete and it just happens. And I know, I do think that, like the mayor said, that I'm glad that y'all are working on a maintenance part of your budget so that, because I'm just glad that we can help y'all to get it done if that's what they vote.
And I want to reiterate, it's not y'all's fault.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say it was your fault. Y'all been working hard and you're doing a great job over there, so, we just want to hear you. If you're being stalled, please let us know. I think it's the consensus. So keep doing the great
Neither one
work.
of the three entities involved in this are flush with money, but all together as a team, we can make it work. Generally, always make it work. Now, we can't build a brand new pool. I wish we could. Man, I wish we could, but we can't. So we got to take care of what we got. And that's the only thing. I'm not trying to be hateful or anything. Just don't let it get old enough to vote. Let us know about things.
Yes, sir.
We may not have the answer. We may say, go suck your teeth, go get rocks. I don't know. But if we don't know, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% in favor of this, and I'm also in favor of, you know, starting to put some money back. Obviously, we've got some facilities that are new now. And I had this conversation earlier today, and, you know, those things are going to get old, and air conditioners are going to go out, and heaters are going to go out. And so, you know, trying to get ahead of that game would definitely help us out, so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think if you can always show the council that your reserves are spent for maintenance issues, and you can say, listen, we saved all this money, this happened, we never came to you guys, and give everybody a list, we're gonna be like, man, you were very frugal with your money and you did a good job. So I don't think anybody would be upset with you if that was the case.
Right. I honestly don't think there's anyone here, I don't know, I may be speaking out of turn whenever I say this, but I don't think there's anyone sitting at this dais right now that expects that park and rec system to be self-sustaining, as big as it is. As much product as you have on the ground, you've got a lot of stuff on the ground that you got to take care of. And every time you put another thing on the ground, it's just another maintenance issue in 2 to 3 years. It just is. And I don't think anybody up here's got their head hid in the sand on it. I just don't. I think we understand, and I think we'd be willing to help.
Thank you.
Anybody else got anything from up here? Now I'm gonna open it up to the audience.
Adam, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
So I'm in the HVAC world, of course, so, you know, on commercial.
Have you been busy the past couple of days?
Just a little bit. So who does the maintenance on these pumps and the dehumidifiers? Do they give you a timeline, like what the lifespan is? Because, you know, we do a lot of big churches and stuff, and we're definitely in communication with the churches and commercial buildings owners. Say, hey, you really need to start putting some money back. I don't know if Betsy's going to last another year. So I didn't know, in the pool world, do they do stuff like that?
So with that being more of a historical question on what's been asked in the past, I'll let Kelly answer that, because obviously I got here in December and it went out in January, so I can't really speak on that, so.
So we do have a contract that, for our big pool pack system with the main pool, and that's through Harrison Energy, and they were the ones that initially gave the warranty once that big pool pack was reinstalled and rebuilt. So we have since, Adam and I, at the beginning of the year, signed the next 10-year contract or 7-year contract with Harrison Energy for that big pool pack system. Now, as the previous aquatics director and then coming into my position, I've not ever known of a service contract for the therapy pool. I do know that the big one has had it and we have kept it.
So maybe we'll look into that for when we get this new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look into that and come back and give us an update on it, on what you find. It might be something that we want to look at. All right, guys, if you don't mind, oh, I'm sorry, James.
I
go
do
ahead.
have one quick question, and it's about the dehumidifier. Is it impacting any other parts of the building? Because I frequent workouts there. And parts of the rooms that we work out in, humidity levels have gone up drastically. But if I go to the other side of the building where they're playing pickleball or basketball, it's a complete different system.
Right. So that's just service within our AC units.
Okay.
And I'm sure he can attest to this. They're just super busy. We've had them in and out of the building. They're waiting on a couple, I think, cooling coils for the systems right now.
Okay.
So
That's not what's impacting the rest of.
no, sir.
That's good. I do know that Jacksonville ignored their dehumidifiers in the main pool area until they had structural damage above in the metal holding up the building. So it's a good thing to take care of when it goes out.
Well, I think Kelly can remember that was one of the things they warned us about on the big pool pack was what was happening upstairs.
I was actually at Jacksonville when the first one fell through. So.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let me open it up to the audience and see if we got anybody that wants to come up and say anything, yay, nay, or indifferent about it, please come up and let us know your name and tell us what you think. Be nice to us, though. We do the best we can do.
My name is Betty Shelley, and some of you know. We've been waiting all this time, you know, just like you said, since the first of the year for this therapy pool. We've asked and they said, we don't know. You know, you'd call, say, what's wrong with it, you know, whatever. So I called him, if you're Alan. Are you, what's your name? Adam. Called him and he said, well, we have a really expensive part that we can't afford to fix. Now, this has been on back, you know. I said, well, what about city council? He said, well, they can't afford it either. That's what he told me on back, you know. So evidently, y'all did not know about this. I appreciate you too, Matt and Ed. So we've just been waiting all this time for this pool that we really need because people do need a therapy pool. Well, their department, they've been putting all this stuff out, you know, at the big pool out there. They just keep adding and adding and adding, but they can't fix our therapy pool. You know, that just doesn't make sense. You know, I know it's expensive and whatever, and they didn't have it, but why didn't they come to y'all? That's what I don't understand. But anyway, here's what I want to do. I just want to thank y'all for considering this because we need our therapy pool. I'm sorry, I am one of them that definitely needs it. But I mean, I had to go through physical therapy and the pain doctor said you have to have the therapy pool. Well, that doesn't work, you know, so as soon as I would appreciate it if y'all pass this, that you would help us out. And I want to thank you. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. Next, anybody else? Anybody else? All right, if not, I need a motion, please.
Make a motion to send to full council.
Second.
I have a motion in 3 seconds. Tammy?
Red,
Yes.
Weber,
Yeah.
Reed,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Long.
Yes. Mayor, with that, it concludes my section. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Budget and Personnel Committee, Chair Brandon Hillenberg.
Mr. Mayor, we have nothing at this time.
Thank you, sir. Police and Fire Committee, Chair Stephen Redd.
Mayor, we have nothing this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Development Committee, Chair Maggie Cope.
We have nothing at this time.
Thank you. Military Affairs Committee, Chair Matt Weber.
Domino keeps moving. Mayor, I have nothing this evening. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. General Community Input. I know we moved it around, but anyone else have anything to input before we adjourn the session? Seeing none, just want to do a shout out to Parks and Rec and the pickleball tournament they had this past weekend. I was there for opening day. There are a lot of people out in the audience, directors that went as well. 722 participants over 16 states. Our A&P Commission sponsored a big part of it, and I think it turned out great. We don't have the data from it to see what the broad reach of it was economically, but we're going to get that. But it was pretty cool to see all the people oohing and awing over our buildings and our facilities and wishing they had that back where they're from. So be proud of it. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I got a second?
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourn. 5-minute break? 5-minute break. We'll reconvene at 8:15.
So how are we going to
809.
analyze
809, yes, ma'am.
success of that?
You got it.
Through
And just turned
through
18.
Geofencing.
through cell phone data that we've got.
Ding, ding. There's your privacy.
Everybody back up. Where's James? Okay, everyone, we're back in session, 8:17. We're going to call the city council meeting to order. If you'd stand with me, opening prayers by James Reed, followed the Pledge of Allegiance by Ed Long.
You'll join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we are thankful for your blessings on our community and the freedoms that we have. We are thankful to live in a community where we can provide for our families and raise our children in a safe environment. Lord, we ask your blessings on us in conducting the business of the citizens and instill in us a servant's heart to help others. We lift up our military service, men and women stationed all over the world, and we ask for your protection for our first responders. Thank you for your grace and your mercy, and may we always give you the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Get a roll call, please, Tammy.
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Coe,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Here.
Pickard.
Here.
All are present. Next up, approval of the minutes for July 20th, 2026.
Make a motion.
Go ahead.
No, after you, please.
No, you.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes for July the 20th, 2026.
Second.
Got a motion from Ed, a second by Matt. Any discussions, changes, additions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, read ordinances and resolution by title only.
Make a motion, we read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
A second.
Got a motion by Stephen, a second by Brandon, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next up, city council old business. I have two items tonight. First, item A, ordinance 21 of 2026. Please, Tammy.
21 of 2026, an ordinance amending the personnel policies of the city of Cabot to establish First Amendment religious protections regarding the workplace use of generative and agentic artificial intelligence and for other purposes. It's third reading.
Motion to adopt?
We got a motion from Corey to adopt.
Second.
Got a second from James. Any discussion? Any from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item B, ordinance number 24 of 2026. Please, Tammy.
Number 24, 2026, an ordinance to rezone a part of the southwest one-quarter section 18 T4NR9W, City of Cabot, Arkansas, from R-1 single-family residential to R-4M medium density multifamily, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. Second reading.
Seeing no action, we'll now move to city council confirm new business. I don't have any, council.
I make a motion that we move items A through D to the agenda.
Second.
I got a motion by Brandon, second by Stephen, to move items A through D to full council. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. First items, ordinance 26 of 2026. Please, Tammy.
Number 26 of 2026, an ordinance creating, certifying, and confirming tax liens against real properties at various locations within the city of Cabot for funds expended to pay for services rendered due to code violations and for other purposes. First reading.
Mayor, I make a motion that we suspend the second and third reading of ordinance 26 of 2026.
Second.
Got a motion by Ed, a second from Stephen to suspend the second and third reading of ordinance number 26 of 2026. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
No.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe. Yes. Reed,
Yes.
Passes 7-1.
Make a motion that we adopt ordinance 26 of 2026.
Second.
Got a motion from James, a second from Matt to adopt ordinance number 26 of 2026. Any discussion by council? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
No.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Passes 7-1. Next item, ordinance 27 of 2026, please, Tammy.
number 27 of 2026, an ordinance approving the application for a private club pursuant to ACA 3-9-222 to be located at 34 Cypress Creek Crossing and for other purposes. First reading.
Mayor, I make a motion based on this as housekeeping. We waive the second and third readings, and also our next meeting is a month away, so.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Stephen, a second by James to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 27 of 2026. Any discussion by council? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion, we adopt ordinance 27 of 2026.
Second.
Got a motion by Stephen, a second from Matt to adopt ordinance number 27 of 2026. Any discussion by council? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Hey, Mickey, do we need the emergency clause on this, or?
Yes, sir, we could, it's an operating,
No.
No.
it's an operating business, it's been in business for 25 years. This is just a continuation after sale of property.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 27 of 2026.
Second.
And, Mr. Mayor, we just need to publicly state the nature of the emergency.
Okay,
For financial.
for financial reasons. Can it be for financial? Okay. All right, we got a first and a second. It was Stephen, the second was Brandon, to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 27 of 2026. Any further discussion? Any from the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item, Tammy, Resolution 34 of 2026.
Resolution number 34 of 2026, a resolution supporting the existing suspension of the Cabot Police Department's use of flock cameras, setting forth review criteria and procedures during said suspension and for other purposes.
I would like to amend that if that's okay with Brandon before we table it. I would like to take the existing suspension out of there because it's not really up to us right now. And appoint the chief of police. You get a committee together, that's why we trust you, and and review your policies and have a town hall meeting before our second October meeting, and then we can vote on those policies in October is what I would like to see.
And Chief, I'd be more than happy to join that committee if you'd allow me.
So I don't really know how to word that, Ben, or even if Brandon wants to do that, so.
I'll give you a second on it.
So how would you like me to word that, Ben?
I think how you worded it just fine, just let me repeat it back to you to make sure we're on the same page. We're not getting it writing. We're going to remove the language about the existing suspension. We're gonna name the chief of police to be the one to conduct the review, and for him to form a group to assist him in doing so. And then we're gonna have a town hall meeting on October the 19th at 6:30 to be immediately, on the topic to be immediately followed by our regular schedule. Is that good?
Is that good? Yeah, and just let me make sure, Ben, we're correct, like, so until that October 19th, or I don't remember the date, but 17th, or, then the flock can be turned on or off under the mayor's, he's in charge of that.
So if as the resolution currently is, the cameras are to remain off pending the review.
Yeah, we took that out, though.
Yes, if that language gets removed, then it is up to the mayor during the pendency of that time. That's correct.
Okay. So. I think Brandon seconded.
We good?
Yep.
Ben, you good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I may have misspoke earlier, that the second meeting is October the 9th.
Yeah.
You got it for the record, Tammy?
Yes,
And the first and second?
yes.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, council.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next resolution.
Whoa.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The amended is passed.
I'll make a motion to table it.
Till October 19th.
Pardon?
Till October 19th.
To October 19th.
We're tabling, I just want to make sure that, this is going to sound stupid, but we're tabling the resolution to tell Dodd to do the thing on the 19th until the 19th.
We gotta vote on the amendment, right, first?
You know what I mean? Like, this one we can just send, I think, right?
Oh, this one was quick.
Okay, cool. So,
Don't need a table, right? Ed, we don't need a table, right?
Yeah, we need table it since it's over here with us. We either need to vote on it, either pass it, turn it down, or table it. We need,
But since it's been amended,
resolution number,
we
whatever
can
that
pass
is,
it if
24
that's the
as
wish.
amended,
Yeah.
needs to be tabled. And I'll make that motion.
I rescind my tabling.
And Corey, I understand what you're saying, and I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it.
Okay, good.
So Kyle rescinded his table.
But I'll make the motion. I make a motion, Mayor, that we table resolution 24 of 2026 until October the 19th.
No, we're not
34.
tabling it because we amended it.
As amended. Resolution 24 as amended.
So you said table though, right?
But if we table it, then
I thought you just tabled it.
I
He
rescind.
untabled
You
this.
rescinded your table and you're retabling?
but if we table it, we can't
Let's
move
start all
forward.
over.
Okay.
Yeah, I rescind everything I just said because evidently there's some mass confusion because we amended it.
I move to adopt.
Yes.
Second.
Yeah, there we
We
go.
got a motion by Corey to adopt. I'll respect your rescission. What was the second?
What are
Kyle.
we adopting? Are we adopting as amended or are we adopting the original?
As amended.
As amended.
Okay, let's say it.
So I got a motion to adopt amended resolution 34 of 2026 by Corey, seconded by Kyle. Any discussion?
Does that leave them off, or do you have the authority to?
He'll have the authority to do
That
whatever
leaves it
because
the
we're
authority to
removing
him.
that part of it.
That's what I hope.
And we can move forward with the public hearing on the
That's
October
right.
19th.
Good.
Yep.
On the 19th
Yes, sir.
of October.
Yes, sir.
26.
At 6:30 PM or otherwise.
Or otherwise notified.
Any discussion?
Are you sure you want some more?
I just want to make sure. Seen anybody in the audience? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, may I
Yes, sir.
make a suggestion based on that? This is nothing more than a suggestion. Can
Yes,
we,
sir.
can at least the council have a list of who's on that committee whenever that is formed so we can answer the phone calls we'll get on who's on the committee,
Yes, sir, of course.
please? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Next up, resolution number 35 of 2026, please, Tammy.
Number 35 of 2026, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with the Cabot Parks and Recreation Commission to support repairs to the therapy pool at the Cabot Veterans Park Community Center, to amend the general fund of the 2026 annual operating budget to provide for said agreement and for other purposes.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 35 of 26.
Second.
Got a motion by Stephen, a second by Brandon to adopt resolution number 35 of 2026. Any discussion? Anybody in the audience?
May I address Ben with a question? Ben?
Yes, sir.
We are anticipating paying only a third of that. Do we need to amend that resolution to put that in there or just go on blind faith?
No, that's a good question. The amount that's listed in there, the 43,275 represents a third. So under this resolution, we cannot pay any more than a third.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if it goes over, okay.
The fraction third is not listed, but the amount represents a third of the cost.
I got you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Pickard,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. I don't have any other new business, council. Does anyone else have anything that needs to be discussed? Now we're time for community input. If you'd like to come up, state your name. Come on up, Brian. It is a change order. It is. Well, it's kind of a change. It's not our fault, not our fault.
The mayor's making me do this.
Yep.
Now, this is really just open communication because events of recent days. Back in June, you authorized the expenditure of a few $100,000 to the parks for the.
200,000.
Was it?
Two, not a few.
Yeah. I just said a few.
You said a few hundred. That'd be
Oh,
more
yeah,
than
a few
two.
hundred, couple 100,000, 200.
Mhm.
At any rate, you approved that and we got started. And the county has brought up an issue. They're concerned about where that roadway will enter the new county road, Irwin Parkway. So in conversations the last couple of days, we are going to explore moving that future entry drive from its current location. If you recall, I'll if you, or in, it was here near the freeway, exit 21. It will move to, the purpose is to move it to the north end of the property where it will run beside Lyon College and
It'll be straight across the street from Ernie
straight
Davis
across and sort of come in near the back. So we got a couple of options. We're working on geometry.
and a roundabout.
So the question on the table is, will be primarily to inform you of that potential change. County's considering a roundabout at Ernie Davis / whatever that roadway would be called. I think it's Ussery Drive is probably what I should call it. We got Wheeler Lake back there. We might as well get Ussery in here
So
somewhere.
Ben, our question is council allowed us to reimburse Parks $200,000 for the road construction. So our question is, if Parks agrees to this, and Adam knows about it, he's got to go talk to his commission tomorrow night. Do we have to bring legislation back to council? Or can they use it for any road they want, since they're going to move the road that's going to go to them anyway? We're still going to build the road bed. It's just going to be a different location.
Have we started the road bed?
No.
Just clearing.
Just clearing.
All we did was clear some timber.
So the exact location, you know, the meets and bounds was not approved by council. What was approved by council was a road that was served as kind of a second entranceway into game time. As long as it's still fulfilling that purpose, then it would currently be authorized. As long as we're within that amount and fulfilling that purpose, it would still be authorized. Obviously, if we deviate upwards from that, then council would need to approve it. Or if we substantially change the purpose of that road, council would need to take another look at it.
Okay. So it's the same road.
So.
Yep.
I have another question. So did the county agree to this and then decided that it was just not their idea, or what?
I would say, that the best way to say that is the county, it's been on our master plan for the area for 5 years.
Right.
But I don't know that the county is necessarily privy to all of our planning on that area. The right-of-way that we dedicated to that did not have this stipulation. It's only been in master plan form, never plan form.
So would we not have to, just curious, not trying to be
No,
ugly,
you're fine.
but wouldn't we have to, on our master plan, have that conversation with the county before we tie onto their road?
Yeah,
is that
well,
what happened?
that's what's happening.
I
Yes,
got
sir. Yes, sir.
I got you.
And they would partner with us on this one
Yeah, so
as well.
So they don't want us to put it where we want it, but we can put it where they want it, and they'll partner with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Why didn't I just walk
Oh,
up here
I
and say
totally
that?
understand now.
I think I'll have Stephen do all my talking for me later. Correct. Yes, sir. It is their entrance.
So we
Correct.
just wanted to inform the council and make sure if there was any legislation that you knew it was coming. But it seems like we don't need any. We just need Parks and Rec to approve a change order with Baldwin and Shell, since they're working with Baldwin and Shell.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they agree to it. Okay.
And it's on high ground, and it's going to require a crossing over that creek, but we got to work on some things. But we think it'll be beneficial, so we're excited about it. But everything I do gets changed 3 times before it. As you know, I'm a magnet for this kind of thing.
So the master change order.
Master change.
So the bridge isn't going to have to be moved?
The what? I'm
The
sorry.
bridge?
No.
I'm not moving a bridge.
The bridge is just about done, right?
Oh, the bridge, yeah, I've driven across it. It's
Okay.
finished.
Pick it up, move it.
I'm sorry, sir. That's right. Well, I mean.
You could do a Dukes of Hazzard over it right now, couldn't you?
You just go in there and you give them the old,
Don't you know who I am?
yeah.
Brian Burke.
I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. I don't
You
know
got
how to
anything else,
stop.
sir?
I don't have anything, sir.
Thank you so much for helping me out there. Chief?
Brian, just wanted to come up, give a small update and a big thank you. I'd like to thank the mayor and thank council for approving the purchase of our new reserve fire apparatus. We took delivery of it last week. It's being upfitted now, so hopefully be in service in the next few weeks. Just want to extend a thank you publicly and I appreciate you all.
It is better than we thought, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
The truck's better than we thought it was gonna be once we saw it. Yeah, turned out nice. I told him to look for like 5 more. And for that price. Any other comment from the audience? Council? Thanks everyone for coming tonight and your input. It means a lot. This is how government works. So thanks for coming out. Can I get I got a motion from Steve and a second from Matt. All in favor, say aye.